Hello, Kaloo, how are we all doing today? My name is Notepad, and on and I write games for fun, so what are we doing today? Today we're going to be obviously going over Brave New World, an exciting game about exploring South America. In the Pope 30s. Yes, hello. A little bit later tonight than I had planned, mostly because I got really caught up looking up at things of the Lamplighters League. Yes, the music you just heard was actually from the Lamplighters League, and that's Paradox's now tax evasion scheme. It will never not be funny to me that that game just kind of collapsed in upon itself, and will probably, at the rate it's going, there is a non-zero chance it will be effectively consigned to a tax write-off, which some part of me finds that funny, another part of me finds it very sad. But that doesn't mean we didn't do anything over time, though. Did a little bit of work. Added in the concept of success levels, because I'm like, yes, okay, I think, yeah, success levels I think would be appropriate in this kind of game. You may also notice I changed the font from what it was, Century Gothic, to Archivo Light. I just think it shrinks things down a little bit more, making it a bit more manageable. So that's why we're doing this. It's a very weird size at 11 because 10 was just a little bit too small and 12 was a little bit too large, so 11 was kind of perfect for that. One of the things here you kind of see, again, success levels operate kind of the same way. Success level 0 is you still passed, but kind of like just barely. Twist assisting, everything there is exactly the same. Everything is pretty normal. Attributes got renamed to traits. Now this is the big thing. I just hammered out character creation. I just sat down, I said, fuck it, we're doing character creation tonight. So I did. Traits are your attributes. Basic concept is that you got your basic traits and you get 20 points distributed among them, but every trait begins at 1. You can always have a single die in it when they attempt any check. So it's pretty easy. You can go to a maximum of 7, but through time and effort they can reach 10, being the pinnacle of the human spirit. As you kind of see here, very basic stats. All of them have their core. Now these are your cores. Your cores are your pools. I've been referring to them as pools, but cores are like the things that's your core being. Core's total value is the variety. Will grant the mercenary a variety of benefits in the field, allowing the merc to shrug off injuries or tap into unique abilities they've developed. Pretty much they add their traits together to form one of their cores. Each one of them, except guts, will be added to a core. To a mercenary with 3 charm and 4 will, they have an emotional core of 7. That's kind of the basic idea. These are your basic cores, kind of how they're explained. I could probably bump that up to be a little bit larger. We can bump you up to be a little bit larger. There we go. Like, you kind of see the basic idea here. So it's like, here are your basic cores. Probably going to put an image right here. Then I did skills. Skills remained the exact same as what they were originally. Nothing really was too different. Some of them feel a little bit odd, but hopefully I kind of shoved those in the right perspective. Then we have traits, or quirks. The original brand of ideas were that traits were these, I should call them quirks, were over here. I was having a little bit of problems being like, okay, what do quirks do? How do they operate? What's the gimmick behind them? So what I did was I said, hey, fuck it. We're going to say, we have this idea of quirks. Everyone's can just write down these quirks that they have. Most of them are here, like your kind of your basic quirks, and every single one of them is going to be written down with one of these aspects to this. So let's say, for example, I'm clever. I could say clever boost. Anytime I tap clever now, I can boost my check. So, press powers onward, adding +2 dice to their check. Pretty simple stuff, nothing too dramatic. You may say, but you can also go, hey, I don't want to have a boost initially. I want to be clever, endure. I can tap clever and I'm going to restore one of my cores. Doesn't matter which one, I can just restore a core a little bit. Just a way for me to do this. As you develop, leveling up, I don't really know how I want to word it yet, you're going to unlock more aspects to these, which you can now tap this. You can tap Clever to endure, boost, or rally. It's pretty much every quirk giving you more options. You can have a maximum of 3 of these, so if I do this, I can't nudge with it anymore. But I can Clever, I can endure, I can boost, I can rally, I can do a lot of different things with Clever right now, but this is kind of a later quirk. You get 2 of these to begin with. Let's see, actually, we'll choose 2 quirks that represent important aspects about themselves. You're going to start with 2 of these quirks. Some of them are a little bit wonky. These are they work for now. But this also leads to that everyone also has a curse, something about them that is maybe not positive, maybe not good, or something that kind of drives them to do something bad. At any time, when you have tapped one of your quirks, you can then, the announcer can say, hey, we're going to trigger a curse on you. Your curse is being triggered, or you, the player, can kind of choose it on your own. Send yourself to your own problem and put a curse on yourself to get things. And when a curse happens, you get all your quirks back. So anything you've tapped, you would be able to get it back. So tap it. Oh, well, I can't use this anymore. Curse befalls me. I can get my quirk back. That's kind of the main gimmick. You kind of see here, I use Doc Wizard, of course, because Doc Wizard's funny. He's bold and clever. He can tap Clever to get a nudge, so he's allowed to do that. But when he's escaping, oh no, obsessed with ancient mysteries, is forced by the announcer when he runs the room. He can either stress his mental core by 3, or he can go for it. Rushing into the room, and he's like, nope, I'm going to tap my bold, I'm going to get this and leave. Then he gets both of his quirks back. That's kind of the benefit. You want to, the GM is always tap as a trademark. Tap as a trademark in regards to card mechanics, not tabletop role-playing mechanics. Very different. Hey, they can pull legalese, I can pull legalese too, baby. But yeah, that's kind of the basic premise. Everyone's going to start with 2 of them. So like Doc Wizard has bold, boost, and clever nudge. Nudge doesn't seem like immediately good unless you're like, hey, I just want an extra success level, and you can apply this to combat, which success levels are going to play into how much damage you're actually going to do with certain attacks. So I'm hoping this is kind of the best of both worlds. In theory, you can actually make a character at this point. Not perfect, we don't have everything we need, but we have more than what we did. I don't know why everything's aerial. Now, if we go down to quirks, obviously, we see here. Now, one of the things with this, which gets a little bit hectic, what we need to do now is we're almost done with character stuff. One of the things we need to, let me double check this. We've got our pools, traits, skills. We're going to talk about feats and ability. We need to talk about, actually, no, we're not going to talk about feats or abilities now. Feats and abilities are going to have to go down here. And then we're going to see, we're pretty much good here. Then we actually have to talk about health. That's our main goal today is finish mercenary creation. First, priority 1, finish mercenary creation, get teamwork and mechanics done, and then we're going to start on investigations. I don't know if we're going to finish investigations today. We're going to at least start on them because I already kind of have the framework of how they're going to work. And, if we make good progress, we make good progress, and things are going to be great. So, let's get to it. Actually, no, this would be wounds. Mercenaries are tough bastards. Let's see. Mercenaries are tough bastards, able to take take more hits than the usual ragamuffin. I'm gonna actually ragamuffin. No, actually, let's not use ragamuffin because I don't want to imply a child. Be able to take more hits than the usual vagabond, vagabond. But they aren't able to take more hits but they are not immortal. When mercenaries can take, mercenaries can take damage from a variety of sources. Mercenaries can take damage from a variety of sources. Each of them chipping away at their abilities and their ability to perform and protect themselves. Normally when they each of the cores represent their initial armor. Actually, no. Each of the cores represent their bulwark against serious harm toward them. So being punched in the face would reduce their physical core pool first before they would start feeling it. However, being punched in the face would incur physical stress to their core. Being punched in the face would incur physical stress to their core pool, incur stress to their physical core first before they would start feeling it. However, when they reach zero, when they are unable to pay the cost, when the stress they've taken exceeds their core pool, exceeds their core core, they will take a wound. They will take a wound. They will take a wound. Every wound is tied to a core. Being injuries. Actually, would be, if I go up here, let's double check. EMP being doubts, madness. Actually, no, sanity wouldn't be. Doubt, stability, actually being doubt, stability, or injury. Actually would be instability, we'll say. Instability or injury. Each of the mercenaries begin with 2 wounds. Actually, let's see. How do I want to do this? However, stress can be taken. When stress they have taken exceeds the current core, they will take a wound. Every wound is tied to a core. Wounds are tied to a core. Being doubt, instability, or injury. With these, they... On taking, they will have a -2 to all of their checks until it is cleared. They have a -2 to all of their checks until it's cleared. Wounds tied to a core being doubted instability or injury. Upon taking a wound, they will have -2 to all checks until they are cleared. Hey, what's up? We are working on Brave New World. We're doing wounds today. We managed to finish up most character creation. The goal is to get wounds. Wounds are a little bit weird. So I'm tying them to the cores because I want people to feel pretty fragile, relatively speaking. But it's in a straight up, like, the most common one's going to get reduced is physical, but you can also take mental, you can take other things to bring you down pretty quickly. Until they are cleared upon marking their third wound. Third wound. The mercenary is knocked out of the scene as they are indisposed for various reasons. They will need should the mercenary take a fourth wound, such as being shot while downed, while unconscious on the ground, or being manipulated at their lowest point. They will be removed from the. They will be lost to South America. They will be lost to. They will be lost to. Kind of the idea. So let's say, for example, I've got a physical core. A physical core of, let's say, like 8. I can take 8 damage before I start taking wound. But let's say I take two physical wounds. I am at -4 to legitimately every single one of my checks. With zero physical core, I can't tap for abilities. I can't get things. I have no protection anymore. I'm very vulnerable. Now, if I were to take that third wound, let's say, for example, I take a third wound, suddenly I am KO'd. I'm out of the fight. I'm out of the scene. I am indisposed currently. If someone were to come up to me and attack me again, I'm fucked. I'm dead. Like, I'm not coming back from that. But let's say, for example, I am, let's call, for example, let's say my physical core reduced. I take a physical wound. I'm really hurt. Ow, I've got -2 to all my rolls, but I still have all my emotional core. I still have got all my mental core. If they want to try to do like a mental attack against me, they're going to have to break those two things. It's going to be easier for them because I'm wounded, I'm hurt. I'm not going to be, instead of rolling 7 die, I'm only going to be rolling 5 die. But you are still able to go. You're still kicking. That's the important part. You're still kicking. And so it might look like, oh, well, we have a lot of health because you have 3 cores, you got all these different wounds. But if someone just opens up with you on an MG, you're hitting for multiple damage. That's not 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage. That's, that's 2 damage 3 times. 2 damage 3 times and you have no core health anymore. That's 3 attacks against you. Bang, 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 you're unconscious currently. Auto weapons are very dangerous. That initial armor is so important to you that you are very tempted to, I don't really want to, you may be thinking, well, I don't want to tap, I don't want to use these ability points, I don't want to use my cores for anything. Why would I ever want to use my cores? I have a solution to that. The answer is, if you use your fucking cores, you're not going to be in that situation. That's your ability to, that's saying, okay, I'm going to spend 2 of my physical core to act first, and so I'm going to draw my gun really fast and pop the guy with the MG. I'm not losing any core health. I'm not injured at all. I've got a little bit of core, but hey, I'm not injured. I'm fine. It's an opportunity cost system a little bit, and that's what I'm going to try to do is like, what's that opportunity cost? Which is, I can save this and endure a combat, or I can use my resources that are relatively easy to get back and get shit back, and get it back. Actually, we do stress and wound. Let's see. No. So we're going to do an insert table. We're going to do a 3-line table here. So we're going to do it's going to be doubt, emotional. Instability, mental, and then injury. And injury, physical. These are our 3 things. We do this. Go back to high school. See, people have been, fun fact about high school. Fun thing. People have been talking to me more about musicals recently, and I've rediscovered my my small obsession with them. Remember, like 6 years ago, there was this huge animatic craze. Like every fucking musical would just like make endless animatics. Yeah, rediscovered those today. That was one of the reasons why we're a little late. I just fucking binged a bunch of old animatics. I was like, ah, man, I remember loving these back in the day. Mostly the Heathers ones. If you have never seen Heathers or listened to the Heathers musical, it's fucking amazing. And I'm saying this as a grown ass man. Watch the musical. It's very good. But I like musicals. I think they're very interesting. So I wanted to see Hamilton live. I actually had the opportunity to go see Hamilton live. And I was so close. So very close to buying tickets to go see it. This was by myself, by the way. Let's going to see Hamilton by myself. But lo and behold, that was like the week we got slammed when I was working in medical insurance. So I'm like, I cannot afford to go see fucking Hamilton. Was so pissed. I was so sad. So doubt. Let's see, Mercenary's faith in this operation is starting to waver. His mind begins to fray at the seams. Mm. The mercenaries' lifeblood is compromised. Lifeblood is quickly running out. Mm. So how would we fix doubt? Actually, so rest and relaxation. Actually, focusing on their mission and completing their goal and completing their goals. To take their mind, actually indulging, I should say, indulge in worldly pleasures and companionship. Let's see, a doctor's visit with plenty of bed rest. With plenty of bed rest. Is all they need. Actually, we're going to want to. When a mercenary. Let's see. Mercenaries naturally recover one wound at the end of the episode. Let's see. Mercenaries naturally recover one wound at the end. Naturally recover one wound at the end of the episode, representing the small amount of time. The small amount of time that has passed. However, should they spend downtime? Should they spend downtime getting treatment? Let's see. Should they spend downtime getting treatment, often incurring a cost? They will recover. They will often incurring a cost. They will. Recover one wound at a time during the episode. Recover one wound during the episode. Any other mercenaries can attempt to provide assistance to the wounded merc. Making a making a daring TN3 check. It would be a check to making a daring check to remove one wound. Actually, making a daring making a TN3 plus wounds check to recover one. Actually, TN3 2+ wounds check to remove one of their wounds. Remove one of the wounds. let's see, this will still need, this will still need, So it's kind of the idea, like, yeah, you can help your friend, you can help your pals out, but helping your pals is taking time, and you might not have much. My face went, my face went, Notepad's a theater snob. I'm not a theater snob, I just like theater. Hey Notepad, what do you think of the Crimson Skies TTRPG? Is there a Crimson Skies TTRPG? I don't think so. There is the RPG. Yeah, there's Spirit of the Century, technically, but I don't believe there's actually a straight... There's the board game, though. I like Crimson Skies, personally. Fun fact, we're taking a little inspiration from Crimson Skies here. We're taking just a smidge of inspiration from Crimson Skies. So make sure you understand that. It's great. There is Warbirds. I remember correctly, Warbirds plays a pretty significant part. Like, this is, if you want to play a Crimson Skies games, you're probably going to be playing a Warbirds game. Outrider Studios, we've actually talked about Outrider Studio before. They made Remnants. I was not a huge fan of Remnants. It did not appeal to me, but I've heard Warbirds is a ton better. It wasn't as strange of a game, so if you are looking for one, there's where you can look. Also, if I sound a little weird, I can't hear out of my right ear. I should tell people that. Yeah, I can't hear out of my right ear. I slept on it last night, and anytime I sleep on my side, things get clogged up and it's bad. Maybe wondering, Notepad, that sounds like a serious issue. And the answer is, yeah, it is. And it is almost entirely because of my long-ass hair. It's great. And my pillow sucks too, but I need to get that fixed anyway. So let's see. Actually, I need to go back up the cores real fast. During their time in South America, during their adventures, the mercs will incur stress. Each stress they take, they take either from hectic gunfights to mind-bending puzzles. The mind-bending puzzles will reduce their core. By a set amount. Should they ever be reduced to zero core? Zero core, they are susceptible. They may begin taking wounds. Though many things the mercenaries may find can help rebuild their core and or rebuild their core or negate stress they may take. Yep. Enough to understand. We're going to plap an image right there. This turned out a lot better than I was thinking it would be. I think I've nailed how I want the art to look. Everything's looking pretty good there. Very, very hectic here. Quirks are yeah, we've got wounds. Wounds might get changed to be more of a linear thing and like slap an image onto the side. I don't quite know yet, but I like the way this looks. So at its core, actually I know what we do. where the actual fighter mechanics say the good representation of our planes in combat, such limited terms what you can do outside what they give you. None of the expanded stuff really helped. He was a good DM, but college fucked him over and took all his time and killed our game. Yeah, I could see that. It happens. That's kind of the universal thing here with Warbirds. There just really isn't a Crimson Skies game, unfortunately. Which by the way, I'm amazed. I'm curious. Crimson Skies. Who owns Crimson Skies currently? Because if you kind of see, a lot of this immediately goes to the video game that came out in 2000. Which, the game was pretty good. It's pretty neat. Who owns this, though? Faza? Wait, I'm curious. Faza... Actually, who owns... This could be very funny. Ah, yes. Crimson Skies is owned by, yeah, Crimson Skies is apparently owned by, yeah, no, it's owned by fucking Microsoft. That's such a weird note that Microsoft owns Crimson Skies now. They own the entire franchise. Huh, because I thought it was owned by FOSSA. Because it was owned by FOSSA, which then got sold to WizKids, sort of. But then WizKids got sold to... Yeah, it's... Yes. The weird thing there, there's this weird line of things. Microsoft, acquired FOSSA. They said no. They went away and they got sold into WizKids, but then they went to FanPro. Yeah, so there was a bunch of... Yeah, no, to give you an idea, this is a very important thing you have to remember. Good old Shadowrun here. You kind of see Shadowrun here. Shadowrun is technically owned by Fanatics. Like, that's kind of a funny little thing you have to understand. Like, Fanatics owns, like, Fanatics, like this company right here, Fanatics and all this shit, like, they own Shadowrun. This is the company that technically owns Shadowrun. And like even Battletech, like Battletech owner. Like it says like, oh, who owns Battletech? It's not owned by Topps anymore. Because Topps got bought out by Fanatics. So it'd be yeah, so bought by Fanatics. So if you want something that was if you want something just really weird, gotta remember Battletech and Shadowrun are owned by a company called Fanatics that deals effectively exclusively in like trading, like sports memorabilia stuff. Like that's just one thing that I find very funny in life. It's very amusing. It's very goofy. If you want to be, yeah, I was going to say, I remember Topps owning Shadowrun for a long time. Weird company known for sports cards also made Shadowrun. It's really not. They didn't make Shadow. Like the weird thing with it was Topps acquired a German company. If I remember correctly, it was, where was the German? There's a German company. This was a company called FanPro. FanPro did a bunch of publishing stuff, but one of the big things they had was baseball cards. They did a massive thing with baseball cards. This was a huge thing that they did. This was like, it was a huge part of their business. So legitimately, they got bought out by this company. You know, it's not like, let's see, change the agreement. FanPro held the license to the original tabletop game until 2007. CGL acquired the license from Topps. It was literally like Topps bought this German company that did baseball cards, and because they bought it, they owned the rights to it. Because they owned the rights to it, they just let people license it out because they just didn't give a shit. And you all it was that it's one of those things where the deeper you go, it's like, what the fuck? Because yeah, it makes complete sense. Topps just bought a baseball card company because that's what they were doing at the time. Acquiring a bunch of these companies and sports memorabilia companies. They accidentally acquired Shadowrun and Battletech. It was on complete fucking accident. So I want you all to remember, I want every single one of you to remember whenever you're like having a think, you know, when you're sipping your tea, you know, at night, being like, what a beautiful day. I want you to remember there's a guy sitting in an office who runs like Fanatics, like a Fanatics marketing division, who has to go up beyond a world of, you know, a fucking board of directors and being like, well, okay, everyone, our sports card industry is doing really well. We've also sold 15,000 units of fucking Atlases. that is a part of their IPs that they have to consider is shucking Shadowrun and Battletech, and I find that funny. But that leads to like a lot of issues with like FASA currently and like Earth Dawn. Anyone remember Earth Dawn? Because the thing is, like, Earth Dawn is still around. FASA Games is still around. This is FASA. But the problem is they lost a lot of their IPs by just, well, they just lost a lot of IPs over the years because of they got acquired by different things. They're most like it's Earth Dawn, 1879, Demon World, Noble Armada. I don't know, I don't think anyone's really heard about these games for a variety. It looks like 1879 actually had a Kickstarter campaign. So yeah, no, it's you kind of see like there's a lot of these things that just kind of went away. It's interesting. IP law, tabletop role playing games and IP stuff is very funny. Fuck is 1879? It's like Space 1879. It's like one of those things. I do. Earth Dawn, and there's a reason, fun fact, 5oka, why they do not talk about Earth Dawn anymore in any of the Shadowrun books, because they don't own the fucking rights to it. They don't own any of the rights to it because Earth Dawn's part of a different fucking company now. They're completely different entities. And that's just one of those goofy moments. You're like, wait a fucking second. Like, I think that's one of the reasons why I like Harlequin. Anyone remember Shadowrun Harlequin? I remember Harlequin. How much does Shadowrun? Probably not too much. Battletech probably earns enough to be registered. All I'm saying is if they broke down the other IP section of that chart, Battletech would make a good chunk of it. Because Fanatics, for those who don't know. This is Fanatics. They do a global digital sports platforms. They have a bunch of these things. E-commerce companies. Yeah. Moving to trading cards and collectibles. Yeah, like, this is like, You gotta remember, this is a fucking huge company. This company is worth $3.4 billion. They also did a lot of NFT stuff. I remember the NFT stuff. Yeah, like, this is... Yeah, GSI, kind of see it, like... Ruben here is actually pretty interesting. Like, he's this multi-billionaire at this point. He's incredibly, like, rich. He's worth $10.2 billion. And because he sold a bunch of stuff to fucking eBay, he made just money. You know, presence across college, new assets merged into GSI. Yeah. Fun fact, there's actually a Fnatic store near me. I can actually go to the Fnatic store. And, if they aren't stocking Shadowrun stuff, I'm gonna feel real sad. Man, imagine I go to the Fnatic store and I can just buy BattleTech. Ah, yes. Hello, fellow sports enthusiasts. I too engage in sports. The noble art of battle mech. Let's see. So, we're going to see... The United States of America. The United States of America. America. Let's see. The United States of America arms its mercenaries with the best of the best and top-of-the-line equipment for their mission to South America. On paper. Truth is, the truth of the matter is to prevent the spread of American technology to the Holy See. Most mercenaries hired by the hired by the MID. Let's see. Holy See, most mercenaries. And the MID are given a sum of. A lump sum of cash to buy their own equipment, as well as some basic gear to make sure they don't drop they don't deploy with nothing. Each of the mercenaries begin with, I'm going to do an amount of United States dollars. Within a 3d6 times. Actually, no, it would be 2d6 times. Actually, what is the Vatican currency? Tell me more about the Vatican currency. Let's see. Minted by the Vatican State. Papal States currency. Papal States currency. I believe they just use the Italian lira. The Roman scudo. What is a scudo? Papal lira. So it would be the lira. It would be, South American currencies. Tell me more about the currencies. I want to learn more. Dollars, guanari, peso, peso. Peso. Ah, of course. I know what to call it. The papal peso. Holy See could have united the Italian peninsula and made a holy kingdom and such, a semi-democratic theocracy. Oh yeah, no, the papacy during a certain time could have been very funny. Let's see. As well as papal pesos. With an amount of freedom dollars. And in case you're wondering, yes, I am tempted to call the United States currency freedom dollars, just so you could have FDs and PPs. Just like, yes, I have freedom dollars. I might just call it, you know, like, yeah, because it's like, oh, US is of course huge now. What if we just had freedom dollars? Writing the lore for this is going to be a little bit goofy. It's going to be fun though. I'm going to have fun writing the lore because the lore is going to be insane. When the mercenaries are recruited and ready to go. They will establish their team. Every squad. Every mercenary, Alright, so yeah, feel free to write up as much lore as you feel like. I have an idea, and I know how to make it work, but it'll be funny, just to see how you want things to be. So every squad deployed to South America. See, every squad deployed. Let's see, every squad deployed has a call sign and is unified in purpose and let's see. Is unified in purpose. Together they are the while deployed. How do I want to? Pretty much like the idea is like what I want to get across is that like you're in this together. My mom wants me to watch more Instagram videos. Love my mom. Send me like Instagram videos. What are you sending me, Mom? What's going on? What happens when I click this video? Alright, cool. Enough of it. To now say haha. I hate, yeah, motherfucker. I want you to write some goofy lore. Yeah, you get Microsoft likes to fight people. This is known. When the mercenaries are recruited, every squad bands together or dies alone. This is represented. Every squad stands together or dies alone. This is represented by the team's cohesion. This jagged alliance of different mercenaries and backgrounds come together to form a unit of universal, form a resource that allows every one of the mercenaries to tap into when it goes and gets rough. Let's see. This jagged alliance of different mercenaries and backgrounds come together to form a resource that allows each of them have an advantage. Cohesion works into actually, how do I want to do this? Let's see. Cohesion. Okay, no. Cohesion. Let's see. Cohesion begins equal to the number of mercenaries on the team. Let's see. Cohesion begins equal to the number of mercenaries on the team and can raise to be a maximum of 10. At any point, any of the mercs can draw, and you can use their cohesion for a variety of beneficial effects. Cohesion begins equal to the number of mercenaries on the team and can raise to a maximum of 10. At any point, any of the mercs can use their cohesion for a variety of beneficial effects, as well as use the total cohesion as a skill. Actually, for a variety of beneficial effects. We go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6. What we can do is we do this insert table. 1, 2, 3. Do. We're going to miraculous recovery. So no, we're going to use recovery. Miracle. Just a miracle. Add damage. I don't really know how to. Actually, no. We'll call it Excel. Add damage, reroll failures, excel, we want to do, actually no, we've got all of these. Recovering wounds, recovery. The removes one wound of their. He removes one wound of their choice. Let's see. Removes one wound of their choice. This includes being removed from the scene. Let's see. This includes their third wound and allowing them to rejoin the scene. Scene miracles. Should the mercenary die from a fourth wound, or chunky salsa or disaster. They miraculously live. Excel. The mercenary automatically adds +4 SL to their check. No questions asked. Redo. Actually, no. We'll do +3 XL, +3 SL. Redo. Actually, let's see. The mercenary automatically adds 3 SL. Actually, no. What we can do. To any damage or to any damage check. Redo the mercenary. Let's see. The mercenary tricks fate, re-rolling all of their failed dice, re-rolling all of their failed dice. So if you failed, you can redo everything and be like, haha, I've done it again. And which says, hey, pretty much the idea there is, let's say I have 5d6, I'm rolling. I could say, oh, well, I've only scored 2 successes, but I need 3 successes. And I say, hey, nope, I am going to do that. I'm going to take that, change it. I'm going to reroll my failures, and I got another success out of it. Just little things. Substitute. The mercenary may spend cohesion. Let's see. The mercenary may spend their cohesion instead of relying on a core. Abilities. All or nothing. Mercenary gambles with fate. They roll. During a critical moment, all evens count as +2 successes, and all odds are -1 successes. So you say, hey, all or nothing. You roll. I've rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've rolled 3, so I've got 6, but I've got 2 negatives, so I only rolled 4 successes on 5 dice, which is pretty good, but it's all or nothing. You roll really bad, you could get catastrophic failure. It's like, oh, we've lost literally everything. This is the worst possible result. The names are very pending, by the way, in case you must ask, because I'm really, really bad at naming things. I've always been really bad at naming things. I thought I came up with like, so recovery works. This removes 1 wound of their choice. Rejoin the scene. Miracle. Should they die, they can just do a miracle. They miraculously live. Pushing at +3 SL to any damage check. +3 SL to any damage check is, hey, I've done +3 extra damage. Redo, Tricks Fate, rerolling all of their failed die. Substitute, actually, reduce the cost of ability to 0, allowing them to use it without paying the core cost. All or nothing gems with fate. During a critical moment, all evens count as +2 successes, and all odds are -1 successes. Actually, say hello, person who's dinging me. Ding, 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 ding. Why are people doing this to me? Let's see. So, recovery, miracle, redo, all or nothing, showstopper. See, if we want to do this really right, what we do is I will do that later because I'm fuck. Let's see. Cohesion begin. So maybe tempting. See, it may be tempting to remove maybe tempting to spend cohesion. Spend cohesion readily. Spend cohesion readily. Now, actually, I should say cohesion can be restored. Let's see. Cohesion can be restored under 3 circumstances. First, the team spends some time. First at the end of the episode or adventure cohesion. Actually, first upon completing an objective or mission, cohesion will increase back to the number of mercenaries in the squad and currently functional. Currently active. Number of mercenaries currently active if it is below that number. Second, if the team takes a moment to rest and recuperate. Second, if the team takes a moment to rest and recuperate for downtime, rest and recuperate using downtime, they will increase their current cohesion by one. Increase their current cohesion by 1. Finally, any moments of levity, any moments of actually roleplay and interaction that other mercenaries, that I should say that the announcer find endearing, that boosts, that encourages the squad to work together. Together as a team. As a team will reward in additional cohesion. Will reward an additional cohesion. Will reward 1 cohesion as well. Reward 1 cohesion as well. Effectively, I want you to roleplay. Actually, 4 circumstances. Third, when a mercenary taps a quirk with the rally, bringing the team together. Finally, any moment of roleplay interaction the announcer finds endearing that encourages the squad to work together as a team will reward 1 cohesion. Quirked up white boy. That's a quirk. We want to do cohesion as a stat. Cohesion also doubles as a unique as a team trait. For a variety of tasks. Tasks that the team itself will be undertaking. Should the team need to trek across the would be the Andes. Sounds right. Yeah. Trek across the should the team need to trek across the Andes? Trek across with the Andes, they would roll cohesion. They may any of the team may instead of making a body test, a body check, actually a body, I should say, instead of a body plus explorer check, they may make a cohesion plus explorer check. This idea is that as a team, everyone is supporting one another, rather than just relying on themselves, being weak. Together, a team is stronger together. Actually, a team uplifts every member. A team isn't about a single hero. It's about making an entire group more heroic. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I like the idea of this. Probably have to do some rewording on it, but just kind of the idea of say, hey, I don't really have really good, like, we're trying to build something together. I really don't have great focus. My character isn't set for this, so rather than I'm not going to do anything, it's like, hey, you're going to roll your cohesion instead. We're in this together. Our cohesion is really high. So, hey, we've got 6-7 cohesion currently. But yeah, of course, we're going to work better together. Like, 7 plus all our skills is going to be insane. You know, that's not, you know, that's, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. Some of us may have some 6s and things, but like together we're working together a lot more efficiently. You're going to do better if your cohesion is high. Also want to spend your cohesion, because if we're spending our cohesion, we're doing more damage, we're recovering things, and you always know you're going to kind of get some cohesion back for doing things. There's always a temptation to spend, but you want to spend, but you also want to keep it to yourself. I think that's a pretty, I think that's a pretty good way of doing things. I think that kind of brings out the idea of like you are a team, you should work together. Because working together is important. Because the real Jagged Alliance were the friends we made along the way. There we go. Let's see what's getting a ding ding ding. Hello everyone, how are you? Who's dinging me? Business! Time for pizza. Yes, this will still remain the absolute best table in anything. Just time for pizza, roll twice for toppings. And I encourage everyone, anytime something is bad going on in life, just time for pizza, roll twice for toppings. This will forever be my favorite, absolute favorite part in Rune Masters. Bar none. This is hilarious. I love this. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful day. Or terrible content. Alright, so let's get back to... What are we doing? We're doing an investigation. Now, investigations, I already actually have an investigation system. An investigation system I quite enjoy, because it's pretty easy. It's very simple to do, so we're just gonna use that one. Yeah, generally speaking, we're really going to just be adapting this system when it comes to investigations, because investigations are very simple. Because investigations do not need to be complicated. Yeah, no, play D&D, have fun. Don't listen to me while playing D&D. That's the worst thing you could do. I am a strict no mushrooms on my pizza. I do not like mushrooms on pizza. I can't do it. Olives, I can tolerate olives. I can tolerate fucking olives. Though I am a pizza fucking purist. Like the most I'll go with some extremes sometimes, but like I won't deviate too far from things unless it's something really interesting that I'm like, "Oh yeah, we're gaming." But I can also say I'm from the Midwest and have had the delicious breakfast pizza. To any of you beautiful people who have never experienced breakfast pizza before, let me show you what let me show you what real fucking Kino looks like, everyone. You want real fucking food? Right here. See this beautiful, oh god, let's not click that. not even, that's vegan shit too. Like, you see this? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're so back. Oh yeah. We're back, baby. What if I can let me see if can I like this is we're dealing with some ancient memes here, everyone. Thank you very much. Hello, Moon Simply. That's Fuzzgetta pizza with bacon. I eat the hell out of that. There was, if you look at here, this is Casey's. Casey's is effectively a, like, very basic, like, place in the Midwest. We had a Casey's in town, and you could always get breakfast pizza there at any point, and it would be the best fucking thing you would ever have. I love it. I love breakfast pizza. But I'm also the kind of person who's also like, let me put eggs on my burgers. I love eggs on burgers, by the way. I know some people look at me like I am insane, and I'm obviously on a quest to hurt myself and my family when I say I like eggs on pizza, but not like I like eggs on a burger. But don't bash it till you try it. So, basics thing of investigations. So, we're going to do the mercenaries are always being drawn into strangeness and mysteries afoot. When there's danger and a culprit need when there's danger, crime, mysteries, or the occasional when there's danger, crime, riddles, or the occasional conspiracy, an investigation is called for. The mercenaries enter the scene with all of the basic information provided to them, as well as the key clue to continue their inquiry into this puzzling conundrum. This puzzling conundrum is a fun word. Let's see. So let's see. During investigations, the uncover new clues, angles, and meanings behind their findings and the final deduction. Clues serve as an important piece of the puzzle surrounding the mystery. Whether scouring a ancient temple for cryptic writing. Let's see. Scouring a ancient temple for cryptic writing. Conversing with the locals to find out new information, or even just finding just finding a bullet bullet casing. Finding a bullet casing with the right, even just finding the correct blood stain. Blood stain can be the different. Let's see. Loose is an important piece of the puzzle surrounding the mystery. Scouring and writing, first one local find out new information, or even just finding a correct blood stain can all play an important part of the investigation. Angles are approaches that the investigation can take. Let's see. So we want to do angles are approaches that the investigation can take, allowing the mercenaries to pursue different objectives and goals inside of a single investigation, all culminating in the final, in the true ending. Finally, the meaning of it. Let's see. Each clue in the current invest adds more questions and problems for the mercenaries to uncover, or at least a lead to follow up on, while angles can inform what the clues mean and how they can be used to leverage an advantage over their opposition. Let's see. So the key clue is the crux of the let's see, crux on which really continue on, while the providing only the basic information and guidance to the next locale. The main angle, the primary angle, is the overall objective of the investigation and the primary directive of the operation. So yeah, we're adding in a little bit to this because investigations are going to be a little bit more complex than they are in Song of the White Carnations. Is it that outrageous? Here's like option number 2, boiled egg most of the time. Fried egg gets messy for about. See, nah, it's full fried eggs. I love fried eggs. It's great. What's this game about? Merc stuff. This is a Moon Simply, to give you an idea. If we go all the way up, kind of a pulpy diesel punk role-playing game about being a bunch of mercenaries sent in by the United States to save freedom. Hello. You're also being deployed to South America, and there's weird magic going on. And luckily, everyone, we have discovered what the main source of where magic comes from. Ethical did provide us with some magic, how magic functions. Let me bring up. Let me bring this up. It's of course, we're not dealing with just anything regular. We're dealing with time. Temporal influx manipulation energy. Yes, so you aren't a magician. You're a time magician. Time. You gotta have like the little wobble in the voice. If you don't have the little time, you're not doing it right. Again, it's just say it. It's fun. And you can see it on like the cover being like time wizards. I've got like the whole thing planned out. It's very easy. It's great when you can put magic in something. So you could just say whenever something doesn't make sense, you could be like, it's time magic. It's a temporal influx manipulation energy, of course. Time. Ooh. We can probably... Okay, so we're going to add... But here's our basic investigation. So we'll do a basic investigation. The mercenaries are contacted by Central Command. Central Command to investigate some ancient Incan ruins. Some ancient Incan ruins. I mean, what would be Inca? What would be some? Yeah, I guess yeah. We'll go with the Incan ruins. Everyone likes Incan ruins. Usually it's Aztec, but ancient Incan ruins that have been in constant flux of time. For mysterious reasons. Mercenaries find themselves in the nearby town and begin their investigation. There is immediately there's something strange afoot. There's something strange going on. Residents seem like they themselves are out of time. Some acting as the ancient Incans themselves, while some seem rather hyper-modern. Hyper-modern, I guess we would be, we'll see others we'll see what would be, rather futuristic and confused. People are talking about us, or speaking in a language that doesn't, speaking in anciently Incan just as much as trying to convince the mercenaries of things. Actually, no. Some acting as the ancient Incans themselves. Let's see. Something odd is radiating from that temple complex. And the people are obviously confused by their newfound old knowledge. Now the narrator. Narrator's building investigation. The target numbers find new clues. Situation to be tied to the difficulty and value of the clues in the location. It should never be fundamental to the investigation. Each clue could provide all the details they need to continue, and every subsequent clue resist them. Though new angles being, let's see, we'll do new angles can be introduced by both the announcer. We'll see. New angles can be introduced by both the announcer and the mercenary and the mercs during their journey, proposing alternative methods to resolve the situation as much as use it to their own ends. As much as interpreting clues in a different manner. We'll put an image right there. So next we have our fun chart. Red herring? How could it be you? God, the young Scooby-Doo one. I remember the young Scooby-Doo. And red fucking herring. Red herring showing up every episode was always funny to me. But I'm also a perpetual shithead when it was coming to that, being like, oh my god, he's lying. Let's see. Oh. Radiant Historia, enemy along to... They have time magic. Radiant Historia, I know that. Sounds very familiar. Okay, this isn't what I thought about at all. This is not exact. This isn't what I thought about at all. No, I've never heard of this before. That's a good start. Suspiciously... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hello, Stock. How you doing? Yeah, I heard this got a remake, I think. Oh yeah, this is where they changed the this is where they changed one of the girls to make her look fundamentally worse. This was the original design, but then they upgraded her to this. I was like, no, short hair design was best already. I remember that. I remember them talking about this. Yeah. We're just going to ignore what's happening over to the left. But hey, good news! We can actually play DS games now. We do have the option to play a DS game, if we wish. Let's see. So, connecting clue, So, connecting clues, secondary investigation sites, as they begin to connect between the key and core clues. This is going to be target number 2. Actually, this is going to be target number 2 to 3. Core clues. 3 deep clues. This is going to be, we're going to say 2 to 4. Let's see, reinforce the value. Exterior clues provide background, flavor, and other information while highlighting a specific aspect about the clue, which is going to be pretty easy to find. Like, exterior clues aren't difficult to find. Real clues... Yeah, so there's this, like, real clues, but instead determining the value of certain pieces. Zero, yeah, they might have a target number of 0 to find a herring, being like, yeah, you found the clue, totally, yeah, totally. It's a complete bullshit lie, but, hidden clues are very difficult to find, deep clues. What we can now do is add in an avenue clue. An avenue clue. Brings out a new angle to the investigation. Contextualizing new events, or bringing about a new goal. These are going to be about 1 to 4. Let's see. Herring clues aren't real clues, and let's see. But instead of determining the value of certain pieces of information presented, see if it's a real clue or just a false one. Always a red herring. There's always a red herring. Hey, Notepad. I'm thinking about using one roll engine for a mech game. Good idea or bad idea? Woolly hole. Here we go. Yeah, I played with an emulator. No problem. It's long though. That's how it's all. They're always long. With the hit, height, hit location, waste dice for initiative. Yeah, the thing is, like, ORE can be a little bit fiddly at points. And sometimes it fucks with people, but it has been done before. So using ORE is not a bad idea. Like, I would like to look more into ORE. The issue with it is, like, there isn't really that many games that use it. Like, for those who don't know, ORE is the one roll engine. This is a very basic idea. Usually it's the idea of height times width. So let's say I have a dice pool of, I believe you have to do, it's D10s. So, yeah. So it'd be effectively like 6-sided dice or something, you know, not 6-sided dice, 6d10 or whatever. You roll, and then it's how many you score and what their size is. So if you score 5 5s, that's pretty good. If you score 1 6, that's not very good. Like, yeah. There aren't many versions of it. There is Rain. I'm trying to think. There's Rain, Better Angels, which I love Better Angels, by the way. Monsters and Other Childish Things. There was another game that came out not too long. Godlike uses it. Let me see. What uses it? What uses this? Because I know not many games actually use it, unfortunately. Wild Talents use it. I didn't know Wild Talents use it. Well, you can tell how long it's been since I used ORE. But yeah, no, it was one of those unfortunate engines that just, cool idea, it just never went anywhere, which happens a lot. I would really love to believe that it's gonna, like, yeah, we're totally gonna go places and it's gonna be the next big thing, but sometimes it just doesn't. It don't. We aren't making it out of the hood, bros. We ain't making it out of the hood. We're going to do an angle type. Oh, I fight my enemies. Da, 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 da. So, angle type. So we're going to destroy, recover, protect. I want to destroy something. We want to recover something. We want to protect something. We want to find something, which is we're just trying to find it. We're not trying to recover. We're not trying to bring it out. We're trying to just find it. Destroy, recover, protect, find, manipulate. Actually, I should say interact. Or uncovering something. So, destroying, the objective is to destroy something or a let's destroy something or a location. This could be as simple as smashing up a place, or as dangerous, or as morally questionable as assassination. Morally bleak as assassination. Recover. The objective is to find something. Is to find something in an area. Find something in an area. This could be a mysterious device. This could be a mysterious device. A brilliant scientist. Or perhaps the last. Perhaps the documents to a doom weapon. Protect. The objective is to protect something or help them find safety. Protecting a village, protecting a town from a threat, from an incoming threat, or even engaging, or keeping a local politician alive. Live is key. Fine. The objective is to discover something. Is to discover something that is hidden or sealed, such as breaking open a vault, or delving into dark temples. Interact. The objective is to find and fiddle with the thing. No, it's to trigger an event. Trigger an event or object that needs to be activated. Trigger an event or object that needs to be activated by the mercs, from a radio beacon to a let's see, from radio beacons undercover operatives uncover and record the details about a particular entity, such as the movements of a military officer, or temple, or now would be a good or time, or grimoire of secrets. So effectively what you're trying to do in an investigation is pretty simple. You're building clues. You're finding clues to complete an objective of some variety. There's always an objective. There's the angle. We want to go to the ancient temple complex to find out what's going on. What do we want to do? What's the actual, what's the actual objective we're trying to do? Our current angle is we want to uncover what is going on in the temple. That is our goal. All of our investigations and clues are going to be about that. It's going to be trying to uncover the local thing. However, we may say, hey, wait a second. When we get there, someone may propose like, well, we need to protect these civilians. This is clearly wrong. They need help. Time is screwing with them. So we want to protect the citizens now. What's going on? Well, there's some people who kind of understand that angle, but they don't understand about uncovering the secret of the temple. So we're building up clues in both of those things, leading to the final goal of like, hey, what's in there? And you go in there, it's like, oh no, the Pope is doing the evil anti-Pope is trying to use time to rewrite history or something, destroy his ancient machine or whatever. Boom. You have successfully completed an investigation. Know what these are? Investigations are the foundation on which many of the mercenaries' goals and missions rely on. Let's see, on which many mercenary goals and missions rely on, forcing them to interact with the world to uncover its secrets. They will need forcing them to uncover secrets. They will find themselves. Yeah, their own moral conniptions may try and make them stray from the intended goal of the operation. Yeah, I think that's... Okay, so we've got investigations, we got the Jagged Alliance. We've got the basics of exploration, the absolute fundamentals. We are go out into the world, investigate things, find things out. That's all we want to know. That's the most basic premise of things we want to do. What we're going to do now, what we can add is we could probably add the idea of like traveling. Let's give vehicles and travel its own section. If we give vehicles and travel its own section, we can allow it. We can work with this a little bit more. Okay. So if we do this, we should be okay. I think time is working with us. Time! So I'm going to call it here for today, because my throat's giving out. That sucks. But here's what we can do. Jagged Alliance, time to hit the backcountry, damn straight. What we're going to do is on Monday, we are going to hammer out combat. We're going to spend the entire time just doing combat and making sure everything works properly with it. If things go according to plan, Wednesday we can probably start and end social combat. If combat goes really smoothly, we'll just go straight into social combat. We'll just immediately write it in there. Physical equipment, this is going to take time. Like, that's all it's going to be. It's going to be time. Vehicles and travel, same kind of idea. once we get to things like Mystic equipment and the announcer's booth, like, this is where time is going to start, you know, just building up. It's what time is the stream for Saturday you got planned? Noon EST, hopefully, but probably around 12:30 because it's me and I don't sleep. Ow. 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 I'll announce it. Generally speaking, tomorrow we're doing the War Drum case. The War Drum case, we are going over Infinity, the Infinity RPG, the Fallout TRPG, Imperium Maledictum, and Through the Breach. Two 2D20 games. Fuck me, that's hard to say. We've got 2 of those on there, and it's interesting there for a variety of reasons. Curious what people think about them. Imperial Maledictum, read that last night. I love Imperium Maledictum. I think it's pretty good. Modifius RPGs, yep. Both of them are very interesting. I don't know if I like them or not. I find them both interesting though, and that's worth talking about. We're reading Through the Breach tonight, which Through the Breach is going to be interesting because that one is a card game. Yes, it uses cards, so I'm curious of where that's going to go. I have high hopes for it. That's the that one. It's this one. It's Malafox. This one. It's this game. So yeah, we're gonna go through this game because no one really talks about this game, really. It was big there for a while, and then it kind of just didn't do anything else. Kind of just died a little bit, and I don't know if it was just because no one played it, or it was bad, or people do play it, it just no one talks about it. Who knows? But yeah, no, it looks odd. It's on its 3rd edition, but hey, I'm gonna call it there. Oh, Scrimmage, I know play the war game. A lot of early minis were bad, but they got fixed as time went on. No, 2D20 isn't actually in a license yet. I do not think 2D20 is an SRD. I don't think there is anyway. Because to give you an idea, the Fallout and Infinity games are very different. They use the exact same system. They are very different. Yeah, the RPG does exist. I'm curious to go into that one because it's cards, and I'm like, all right. The 2D20, yeah, I don't think there's a 2D. I looked at 2D20 SRD. I might have been looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, I think I might have been looking at the wrong. I might have been looking in the wrong place. So yeah, here it is. This is the 2D20 reference system. I might have been looking at the wrong document because like they are very like Fallout here is a very different game from Infinity. So I'm curious what's going on. Maybe, and again, maybe this is why I didn't look at it, because this is the fucking cover on it. It looks like a shit post. Yeah, like Infinity is a very different game from Fallout, and yeah, very odd thing that does exist. So they have their own. Yes, they have their own. In all different ways, they ended up with characters oddly, and yeah, that's kind of the weird thing with 2D20 is like there is an SRD, but I don't know like which version of it, and we'll talk about it tomorrow with the Fallout and the Infinity one, because they do act very differently from one another, and they feel a lot different. So it's like, wonder what's the goal with this. I'll download the 2D20 SRD tonight, and I'll take a gander at it. But yes, thank you all for watching. My name is Nobad Anon. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Godspeed, good luck, you know the rest, and I will see you all tomorrow.